Hello everybody, today we're going to take a Sonoff basic and flash it with a custom firmware called Tasmota to enable a multi-purpose Wi-Fi outlet. The first step is to ensure you have Python installed. Head over to your command prompt and type python -v. If not, open your browser and head to python.org. From there, find the downloads, scroll down to find version 3.81. You want to find the x64 executable installer, download that and install it, follow the commands, make sure you add Python to the environmental variables. Once you do that, install, wait for it to finish this process, go back to your command prompt and type the command, and ensure you have Python installed. Next, head over to the Github page for the Tasmota latest releases, scroll down to find tasmota.bin, right click and save the file. After that, head over to the ESPtool GitHub page for the latest releases and download the .zip file. Save this file to your local downloads, extract it to your desktop for later use. Then, head over to your benchtop and make sure you have the necessary equipment. To deconstruct the Sonoff basic, I like to use my iFixit kit. It has all the necessary screwdrivers and connectors that I need. The Sonoff basic has 4 Phillips screws that will need to be removed. This will enable you to disconnect the case and pull out the circuit board. The next thing we need for this project is the FTDI friend by Adafruit. This will allow us to communicate and flash the Sonoff via USB. We'll also need 4 jumper wires to connect to the Sonoff. Open your iFixit kit. If you don't have one of these, I highly recommend getting one, as I use it for many of my projects. Please see the link below. Find your Phillips screwdriver head. Attach it to the screwdriver. Once you have your Phillips screwdriver, start by removing all 4 of the Phillips screws. Once you have the screws removed, you can pop off the casing by using your flathead screwdriver to pry open the case. Once you have the case open, the PCB will fall out in one piece. Remember to not have it connected to mains voltage during this, because you could get electrocuted. What we're looking for is the 5-row header where we'll install our pin header to. Place the circuit board down. In order to easily connect the FTDI friend to the Sonoff PCB, we'll use a 5-row PCB header. For now, I have a large row of them that I bought in bulk. I will take 5 sections of this off. They are easy to break. Next, we can take our PCB and insert the short side of the pin header down. Now this is ready to solder. The next step, we'll flip the board over and solder it from the back. Here, we'll flip the Sonoff PCB face down on my benchtop. I'll heat up my Hakko soldering iron. I love my Hakko soldering iron. If you'd like one, I highly recommend it. Next, start by soldering each individual header pin. Once you have the header pins installed with the solder, flip it over and check for quality. At this point, let's write out what each pin of the Sonoff does. The first pin is GPIO 14. The next pin is ground. After that, we have TX, followed by RX, and lastly VCC. Now for the FTDI friend. The first pin represents ground, followed by an unused pin, then VCC, TX, RX, and unused. Now let's draw the connections. The Sonoff ground will connect to the FTDI ground. The Sonoff VCC will connect to the FTDI VCC. And then we'll connect the RX of the Sonoff to the TX of the FTDI, and the TX of the Sonoff to the RX of the friend. Now, let's take our jumper cables and connect them as the circuit shows. Remember that the male connections go into the FTDI friend, and the female connections will plug into our Sonoff basic header we had installed. Ensure you have this process done correctly. Any miswiring can result in damage. Again, double check all connections are made according to the drawn diagram. Now we're ready to head back over to the PC and flash the Sonoff with the tasmota software. Let's head back over to the computer. Plug in the FTDI friend via USB to your computer. Go to your computer and find Device Manager. We need to find the COM port that the FTDI friend represents. In my instance, it's COM6. Using your command prompt, navigate to the ESPtool directory and run the following command. Wait for it to flash. Head back to your workbench and grab a flathead screwdriver and unloosen the screws on the terminal. Strip the ends of the wire and push them in the slots. Careful not to plug the cord in at this point, because you could get shocked. Tighten down the screws. Ensure that you've put the top plastic clip on before doing this process, or else it will not fit on. Carefully place the top cover back on the Sonoff PCB. It should set nicely in place. Grab the plastic bottom and push it in. At this point, everything should snap in place, and all we have to do is put the other side of the receptacle on. Grab your Phillips screwdriver and put the two holding screws back in place. These two holding screws not only hold the Sonoff case together, but also tighten down the 120 mains wire to securely fasten it in place. At this point, we've connected the input and output mains wire. Complete the process by securing the last two Phillips screws in place. Now plug your Sonoff into the outlet. Using a phone or another wireless device, find the Sonoff's access point. Connect to that access point and enter your home Wi-Fi credentials. Now head on over to your router's homepage. From there, you should be able to find the devices connected to your router. Look for the newly added Sonoff and find the IP address it's assigned. Use that IP address and head over to your browser and paste it into the browser. Here you are at your Sonoff's Tasmota home screen. As a final demonstration, I've connected a multimeter to the output of the Sonoff, demonstrating I can toggle it manually with the physical button or with the phone with the digital button. You can see the voltmeter switch from 0 to 120. Now I've connected my shop lights, and I can demonstrate I can switch my shop lights on and off with the phone app. Congratulations, you have successfully flashed your Sonoff with Tasmota software.